And we say good morning to you. We are live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossing in North Johnson City on this Wednesday. It is Wednesday, means it's Chick-fil-A Day to OK Corral. So we are here and ready to go for a full show as always. And looking forward to hanging out with you for the next couple of hours. Show number 713 here at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Brought to you by one of our great sponsors on the screen, Sprint and Food City. We're right here at the home of Connie Larimer and Tim Birchfield and the kids at Chick-fil-A, home of the brand new product, the Frosted Sunrise. Woo! I've had it several times. It is good. And so I just had me a chicken mini or two before we got going on the show, and love breakfast here at Chick-fil-A. And maybe if I'm lucky when the show's over, I'll get me some chicken strips too. So, and of course we're chasing with right here this really good sweet tea. Love the sweet tea here at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. So that is where we are. We thank you for being with us. Again, we always start our show and dedicate to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly. This is the Lord's show. And so Psalms 121, 1 through 8 is the verse of the day, and it says, "Look up, your help comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth. I will not let your foot slip. I watch over you day and night. I will keep you from harm, both now and forevermore." That is the verse to get it started today, Psalms 121, 1 through 8, here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, show number 713. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, going to be joined by Steve McCauley and Erskine Anabatarte. Young man who came and sang last week, so he'll come back and do a repeat at 11:30 coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Greg Salyer in to talk baseball as always, the Major League Baseball update. Lots going on since last week. Chris Brown's going to be here from Daniel Boone High School, the boys basketball coach, to break down the March Madness brackets. They play basketball tomorrow night and Friday. We're down at the Sweet 16 in the NCAA men's basketball March Madness. And then also a bit later on the show, we got Caleb Sparks due to join us from Sprint, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So that is the lineup for today. Tomorrow will be at Champion Chevrolet. Friday, we got a surprise for you. Monday, got a brand new sponsor. Going to be at B&H Wealth Strategies. Monday will be there, and that will be, of course, in Kingsport on Center Street. So we just keep on keeping on this 21st day of March. Hard to believe. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and today, Connie was telling me she lives up in the mountains. She had, 5 inches of snow? Enough. She said, enough. More than a snowflake's enough. She had a lot of snow up where she lives in the mountains, so the travel is treacherous to say the least in the mountains. We're under a winter storm warning until midnight tonight for the entire listing area. So although outside here there's nothing really, just a skiff, as they say back home, a little bit of snow in the grass, that's it. But in the mountains, certainly a different story. So if you have travel plans into the mountains of North Carolina, of course here in Tennessee or Southwest Virginia, please use your noggin, because we do have some tough travel conditions out there, and it's going to get tougher throughout the day, and certainly tonight when it gets dark and the temperature drops again, it'll be an interesting slip-sliding ride in the mountains. So use your noggin if you got travel plans, and check before you take off to your destination where you're headed. Tom Taylor Sports Show again. We're here live at Chick-fil-A, the Frosted Sunrise. What's ice creamy and orangey and brightens your day in a single sip? It's the new Frosted Sunrise from Chick-fil-A. Hands from Chick-fil-A's famous vanilla ice cream and refreshing Simply Orange Juice. This is sure to make your day. What's really cool is both the small and large have fewer calories than a milkshake. Available in small and large servings. Price point starting at $2.85. The small one has only 320 calories, and the large has only 390 calories, both fewer calories than a milkshake. How about that? So that's what's going on. Again, that's the newest. It's a seasonal favorite, so it won't last for long. And then, Connie, they're bringing back my fave later on, I would assume, this year, peach milkshake. Oh, yeah. She's grinning. I love, God, I lose money coming over here on the Chick-fil-A with the girls. Drinking his peach milkshakes will be coming out a little bit later on this year. So good stuff here at Chick-fil-A. So coming up, we got a lot of college football. A lot of the teams out there for spring practice, including the Tennessee Volunteers. Alabama adds a new coach. I think you know who it is. We'll tell you about that coming up, coming out of the break. Also, retirement talk by Nick Saban. We'll see what he has to say about him stepping away from the college football program, and specifically from Alabama. And also, we've got a rundown for you, all the spring games around the Southeastern Conference. There's schools of interest. There's a couple coming up this weekend, but spring practice well underway for college football at most of the Division I institutions, including Tennessee, got started yesterday. And so we'll again, let you know, well, we can tell you right now, it's April 21st, the Tennessee Orange-White game, but there are some coming up this weekend culminating spring practice, and it's kind of staggered all the way through the end of April as to when the college teams in Division I will be concluding their spring practice with a traditional inter-squad game, in this case Tennessee, it's Orange-White. So anyway, we've got that for you coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break, we'll be right back. We are here live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City, and our first segment coming up will be, in fact, college football. Hey, don't forget, go right here, boom, hit that right now. Go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest, and we'll announce the winners on Monday, April the 9th. We're getting you ready to go for free to go see Jimmy Johnson right here defend his crown of the Food City 500. Also, Eric Jones back in town to defend his on Saturday, April the 14th, the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300. Harrison Burton on that same day defending his crown in the K&N Series in the Zombie Auto 150. And then right here on Sunday, April the 15th, Jimmy Johnson defends his crown to the Food City 500. Go right here, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Winners will be announced, as you see, on Monday, April the 9th. Good luck. We hope that it'll be you. And all you got to do, again, is go there and get qualified to win. So we're excited about that. As we go to the break, I want to say hello to some folks. We certainly appreciate people that are watching the show on a consistent basis. We're adding folks every day, and we appreciate that. So we want to say hello to a couple of folks here as we head to the break. Hello to James Horn. Hello to Betty Perry up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello to Chip Pratt in Cincinnati, Ohio. April Lawson in Kingsport. And Valdonna Mize in Kingsport. I want to say hello to you kids. Appreciate you watching the show. And we can't thank you enough. Be sure and like and share the show. And again, we would simply say thank you for being a part of our show every day here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, weekdays from 11 to 1, right here on Facebook, The Tom Taylor Sports Show, and also on the web at TomTaylorSports.com. Quick break. We'll be right back. We will, as promised, jump in and talk college football next here on show number 713 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And we're back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. We were talking to the Big Daddy, our buddy Tim Birchfield, and we were talking about the fact that Butch Jones is now on the staff of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's get one of our stories coming up. Hello to Chad Fletcher. Hey, thanks, Chad. Appreciate the picture you sent me, my friend. That was awesome. We were watching practice on Saturday at the Kingsport Speedway, and I appreciate that very much. Victor Santiago, hello to you, my friend. Thank you. Gary Taylor's watching, our dear friend Gary. We got a St. Jude's putt-putt golf tournament coming up. We got to get cracking on and get the word out. It's coming up in June, which is a ways off, but it really isn't. Hello, Jerry Keller, and hello to, I thought she fell off the face of the earth, Don Lambert. Yeah, Don Lambert, I thought. I don't know where she went. She kind of did a disappearing, but she's apparently right there. Hello to Coach Kelly Etzler, the Milligan College swim coach as well. Appreciate you. And again, as we said, go to this website right here. We want to send you to Bristol Motor Speedway to win tickets to the Food City 500, Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300. All you have to do is go to TomToySports.com/contest. Winners will be announced on Monday, April the 9th. We're going to put you in the seats of the world's last great Coliseum right here. We are in the countdown zone. It is 25 days away from the Food City 500. Can't wait. Good morning, Jerry Keller. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being with us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Tennessee's first practice yesterday was understandably thrilling for new coach Jeremy Pruitt. Said his first official practice as a head coach at any level was exciting. Tennessee's 2-hour workout yesterday at Haslam Field showed the balls will need to learn how to practice the way Pruitt and his staff want them to work. Now, you know as well as I do, when you change in a job, you change bosses. In this case, changing coaches and coaching staff, and obviously a whole different mantra than what Butch Jones brought to the table. Thus, the reason for a new coach at Knoxville, and enough said on that. But again, Jeremy Pruitt has his own system. Remember, this guy has been around championship programs at Florida State and certainly at Alabama this past year with Nick Saban. So this guy knows what to do. He knows the system. He knows how to put it in place. And I, for one, even though I'm a Marshall guy from West Virginia, I'm very excited about Tennessee football. And simply because they got a guy who knows what he's doing. They've had, 2 or 3 down there the last couple of trips. Didn't really know what was going on. It looked that way, and the record showed that. But Jeremy Pruitt, in my humble opinion, knows what's going on. You got to give him some time. The cupboard's not totally bare, but there's some, you got McKenzie walked away, the big lineman, just quit school, walked away. Trey Smith is hurt. He's not going to be there for spring practice, may not be able to come back. He's got a medical condition. Good morning, Jerry Keller. He says, Tom, stay warm. Thank you. I will. And so we didn't get the snow we thought we were going to get here locally, but in the higher elevations, got hammered pretty good. Learning a new way of practicing, Pruitt said, is one of the spring goals he and his team have set for themselves. Not like this. He told the guys yesterday, he told the kids, you get 15 practices. Today was our first day. We're not going to get it back, so make every day and everything you do on the field count for these 15 days, which I like that. Again, April 21st will be the spring practice orange-white game for the Tennessee Volunteers. The rumored marriage of Butch Jones and Nick Saban has become a reality. Saban confirming yesterday the former Tennessee coach is now an official member of the Alabama coaching staff. He's an intern. He can't coach on the field. He can work with us off the field. And today was actually the first time he was cleared by the NCAA. Tim was asking me, does he lose his money from Tennessee? I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check this, but I'm pretty sure they gave him a lump sum. And I think I'm almost 99% sure they gave him a lump sum and let him ride out of town, which frees him up to go where he wants to go. But he still had to be cleared by the NCAA, and he did. So he is an intern. He can't coach on the field. He can work with us off the field, watching tape and evaluating tape and extra set of eyes, watching film, offering advice. I don't understand the connection, but, how can you argue with a man that's done what he's done? Nick Saban, 66 years old, winning 5 national titles in the 9 years, has a winning percentage of 90% of his games he wins. If the guy wants to hire somebody, wants to hire me, I guess he would say, I know what I'm doing, because proof's in the pudding. Cemented himself probably as the greatest coach of all time in college football. I would think there's not much debate about that, really. SEC rivals hope it comes sooner as far as retirement. There's been talk now. He's 66 years old. When's he going to step away? And he says, this is Saban quoting, everybody keeps saying that I'm not going to be doing this for much longer, and all the people who say it have no idea what I'm going to do. Remember where Mr. Saban's from, the hills of West Virginia. He's a hillbilly. I like it. I've been involved in some fashion with football and being part of a football team ever since I can remember. I don't know what it would be like not doing it, and I don't want to know. So Nick Saban says, I'm not going away anytime soon. And so he says, one thing I don't want to do, quote, I don't want to just stay forever and ever, and ride the program down where I'm not creating value. I would never want to do that, and I think I'm a long way from doing that. So it sounds like at 66 years old, he's still got to burn, and Nick Saban's not leaving anytime soon. Spring football practice games. Let me tell you who's coming up this week, wrapping up spring practice. East Carolina, North Texas, Vanderbilt, the Commodores wrapping up their spring practice in San Jose State. Next week, on the 31st, South Carolina. Let's see, we get into the month of April. Got a bunch of them. April the 6th, spring practice game. Hello, Rob Fritz. Ricky, good to see you hard at work watching today. Not sure who's talking about, but there's Carter Davison. Hello to Carter, watching the show. Did I say hello to Dawn Lambert? Oh, I did. I said, wonder where she, thought she fell off the face of the earth. But hello, Ms. Dawn. Let's see, Purdue, coming up on April the 6th. Purdue, West Virginia, North Carolina State View Wolfpack fans, your spring practice game coming up on April the 6th. Arkansas, West Virginia, Ole Miss, TCU, Wake Forest, Auburn, Michigan State, some of the schools having the spring practice game on the 7th of April. And the 13th, on Friday the 13th, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Army, flip the page, Boston College, Maryland, Duke, Louisville, Minnesota, Missouri, Pitt, Ohio State, Middle Tennessee State, Oklahoma, Clemson, Florida, having their spring practice game on Friday the 13th. Then you get into some more schools, Texas A&M, Florida State, Michigan, North Carolina, all these teams and schools having their spring practice game on the 13th. On the 20th, the Rambling Wreck of Georgia Tech. There is Hampton assistant baseball coach Michael Stansberry. Hello, Michael Stansberry. Georgia Tech and Iowa on Friday the 20th. And on the 21st, here's who's having the spring practice games: Nebraska, Notre Dame, Baylor, Alabama, Tennessee, UCLA, Penn State, Washington, Georgia, Mississippi State, LSU, Texas, Kansas State, among those having their spring practice game coming up again on April the 21st. Orange-white game at Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Ricky Burchett is the gentleman Rob Fritz is referring to. Again, be sure and like and share the show. We appreciate that very much. Up to almost 1,100 folks watching us or following us every day. And that's just, that's the ones that are locked in on the Facebook page. Doesn't count the folks that come and go. So we appreciate that more than you know. And so hello to Chad Fletcher and David Roop and Candace Winters and Bob Plummer, my buddy Plummer. He and I were on the plane crash together at East Tennessee State. So we roomed together, as a matter of fact, on that ill-fated plane crash many years ago. East Tennessee State crashing in Jasper, Alabama, the basketball team. Plane crashing, caught on fire. I may bring the picture sometime to show you. There's no way I'm supposed to be sitting here except for the grace and mercy of the good Lord. No way. We all survived the crash, but it was a wild ride. Let me just say that to you. Whew. But anyway, Plummer was right there with me. We roomed together when I was doing the Bucks on the radio on that particular trip. So anyway, I want to say hello to Bob Plummer, one of our buddies again from East Tennessee State University. There's a new pro football league coming out. The Alliance of American Football will debut February of next year on CBS. The plan is to stock the league with players who don't make it on the NFL rosters. Apparently there's a lot of them sitting out there. CBS Television will air the league's debut game on February the 9th, 1 week after the Super Bowl. The league will have 8 teams in cities to be announced in the next 3 months. Rosters will have 50 players each and will be built primarily through a regionally based draft. To differentiate the Alliance of American Football, the AAL, from its competition, or I guess the AAFL, there will be no TV timeouts and 60% fewer commercials. Other differences will include no kickoffs, and instead of onside kicks, the trailing team will receive the ball on their own 35-yard line facing 4th down and 10. There will also be a 30-second play clock and mandatory 2-point conversion attempts after touchdowns. The point after the kicking game goes out the window. New league called the Alliance of American Football, the AAF, debuting February of next year. So it's a new league being cranked up by some folks that feel like it's going to be an alternative to the National Football League. So we'll see. As long as they stand for the national anthem, I'll promote them all day long. If they don't, hasta luego, baby. So if you can't stand for the national anthem, I'm not promoting it. It's real simple. So I'm a proud card-carrying American, and if you can't, you can't do that. I ain't got no time for you. Let's take a look at NIT last night. College basketball, who won and who moves on. Last night it was Penn State defeating Marquette 85-80. Also last night, the other semifinal or quarterfinal, Mississippi State, the Bulldogs defeat the Louisville Cardinals last night. Got them pretty good, 79-56, 23-point win. So one set of the brackets for the NIT is set in the Final Four at Madison Square Garden. Penn State and Mississippi State being played on the 27th in that semifinal game. Tonight, you've got Western Kentucky and Oklahoma State playing in Stillwater at 8 o'clock tonight. Also tonight, St. Mary's takes on the Utah Utes. That'll be the other quarterfinal game for the NIT, so those two winners move on. So half of the Final Four is set for the NIT. Penn State, Mississippi State, and on the other side of the ledger will be one of these four teams will be part of the Final Four after tonight. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, the St. Mary's Gales, or the Utah Utes. Two of those four teams will move on to the Final Four, the semifinals of the NIT being played at Madison Square Garden coming up next week. NBA, we'll take a look at that before we take a break. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Erskine, Anna Batarte, and Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Erskine, a former Buck basketball player who now is in the ministry and sings like a bird. He'll be in here coming up at the bottom of the hour with his guitar like he was last week, and he'll be ready to go. Hello, young man. How are you? Just fine, sir. Got his Green Bay Packer ball cap on. Looking good. All right, let's take a look at the NBA from last night. The Houston Rockets snapping Portland's 13-game winning streak. They beat Portland in Portland 115-111. Other winners last night, Toronto, a 7-point winner in Orlando. Celtics win by 1 over Oklahoma City and Beantown. Minnesota, the Timberwolves, 14-point win at home over the Clippers. New Orleans wins by 10 at home over Dallas. Atlanta goes into Utah and beats the Jazz by 5. And Detroit gets a 27-point win on the road against the hapless Phoenix Suns, which is I've watched some of them earlier in the season. That is a bad basketball team. Man, they just don't play well at all in Phoenix for the Suns. All right, got some great games tonight matching up in the NBA. The best one, Toronto at 53-18, taking on LeBron and the boys in Cleveland at 41-29. LeBron and the boys with a new interim coach as Lou has stepped away from the league with some health issues. And so Larry Drew and the Cavaliers hosting Toronto tonight. This is certainly a forerunner of what's going to be happening in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, I would think. Other good ones tonight, Indiana at 41-30, in New Orleans at 41-30. My boys, the San Antonio Spurs, home tonight to the Washington Wizards. Spurs at 41-30, Washington at 40-30. Other games tonight, Memphis at Philadelphia, the Knicks in Miami, Charlotte at Brooklyn, Denver at Chicago, Milwaukee hosting the Clippers tonight in the NBA. And then one other note, let's take a look at the National Hockey League. Hello, Betty Perry, sweetheart in Elizabethton. What a sweet lady. Her and her hubby, just great folks. And so hello to Miss Betty this morning. National Hockey League last night. Your winners, Columbus, Washington, Edmonton, Florida, Tampa Bay, Winnipeg, Colorado, Vegas, and San Jose. A couple of upsets. New York Islanders knock off the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. And Detroit, with only 27 wins under the belt, defeat the Philadelphia Flyers in Detroit 5-4 in a shootout. Tonight you got 4 on the ice. Arizona skates at Buffalo. Montreal, the Canadiens in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. Anaheim taking on the Calgary Flames tonight in Canada. And the good one tonight, best one of the evening, Boston, the Bruins at 45-17, skating in St. Louis against, I love saying this, the Blues. Lord have mercy. Bruins 45-17 in St. Louis against the Blues at 39-28. That's what's going on tonight in the National Hockey League. We are live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. We're here every Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be live at Champion Chevrolet. And then a little bit later on, or on Friday, we got a surprise for you. And then Monday, brand new sponsor, love it. We'll be at B&H Wealth Strategies on Monday. We got some folks, Dr. Tom Rogers going to come by. We got several folks lined up and ready to go for you on Monday, the brand new location, as we'll be again at B&H Wealth Strategies on Center Street in Kingsport. We were there last week for their big March Madness party, and so we'll be at their location, coming on as a brand new sponsor We're very excited about that. Before we go to the break, let me tell you about Sprint. Oh, yeah. Everything accessories at Sprint here in the Tri-Cities, you get 25% off. We tell them you've heard the show. We appreciate that. Folks going in and doing that. And so 25% off all the accessories at any Sprint store. For example, the Urban Armor Gear cases, $60, less 25%. Any screen protectors or tempered glass, $50, less 25%. The OtterBox cases, anywhere from $40 to $60, they're 25% off. The OtterBox cases, by the way, take care of Samsung Galaxy, iPhone 8s, the iPhone 10s, and so there's $60, 25% off. You can do the math. It's roughly $35, $36. So you're saving, a pretty good chunk of change. Wireless charging stands, 25% off. The Beats headphones, man, these things are sweet too. Headphones and earbuds are 25% off. Pop sockets, $10, less 25%. Wireless chargers, tablet cases, battery packs, the JBL Flip 4 portable speakers, and the JBL Clip Plus portable Bluetooth speakers, 25% off. Anything in the store, it's accessories. When you say you've watched the show or heard the show, or you've watched or heard Elizabeth in baseball so far in this young season, and that's good at any Sprint store in the Tri-Cities. So, of course, home base for these guys is right up the road here, and guys and ladies, would be the Sprint store right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse on North Road in Johnson City. But again, 25% off. Of course, some of the specials Caleb's going to be telling you about a little bit later on. $350 trade-in credit towards an S9 or an S9 Plus. That's the brand new phone from Sprint. Also, the lease one iPhone 8 or 8 Plus, iPhone 8 or 8 Plus, lease one, get one. Every one you lease, you get one free from Sprint. And also you get free Hulu included with Sprint plans now. How about that? And if you are a member of a credit union, you can show your membership of a credit union. You get a special discount from the folks at Sprint. So we'll let Caleb tell you all about that coming up a little bit later on. We'll take a break. As we go to the break, hello to Donna Bryant. Hello to Roxy Bridgman in Elizabethton. Hello to Johnny Hodge. And also a big shout out to Ricky Walters, some of the folks that watch the show on a regular basis. We appreciate that very much. Quick break. We will be right back right after you hear this again from our great sponsor, Chick-Fil-A here, show number 713 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
This is Andrew McKeon, president of Carter County Bank. Carter County is blessed with amazing characteristics. Natural beauty, caring people, and locally owned small businesses all make our community one of the best places in America to live. Remember to support Carter County small businesses with your purchases, because for every $100 you spend at a Carter County owned business, $45 stays here to create local jobs and support our schools. When you spend $100 at a national chain store, only $14 remains in our community. So no matter where you roam, hurry back home. Let's pull together to support local business and make our community even better. Carter County Bank is big on small business, locally owned and managed to support our...
We're back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again here at Chick-fil-A. Coming up, we got our buddy Steve McCauley and Erskine Anavatarte are going to be here doing a little singing. And Don said, I didn't go anywhere. Well, that's good. I thought I'd lost you. I didn't know where you went. I hadn't heard from you. And I thought, well, she's done moved to Alaska or something. All right, Andrew's here with us. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, good.
Let's get you on the screen here. Again, our buddy Andrew. And tell everybody who you are, my friend. Andrew.
I'm the youth and outreach pastor at Boones Creek Bible Church.
Yep. And so we got ourselves a basketball tournament coming up this Saturday, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
A 5-on-5 tournament. So tell me all about this. The Boones Creek Bible Church, very easy to find, obviously in Boones Creek. They're on the old Boones Creek Road. And so tell me about what's going on. Got a 5-on-5 hoops tournament.
So we've it's totally free. You can either come bring your own team, your 5-man team, or you can come as an individual and we'll put you on a team. It starts at 11 a.m. A lot of guys get there early. Last year we had, I think, about 8 or 9 teams in it. We had some ETSU basketball players come out for it. And this year we're going to have, we'll have lunch provided. We've got a full crew of TSSA refs to ref for us. And this is our 3rd annual time doing it. We've got, we usually do a round robin. We do a round robin at the beginning, so you'll do 2 games. And then that determines the seeding. And then we go into a single elimination tournament. The winners get gift cards. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it starts at what time on Saturday?
11 a.m.
Got the TSSA refs, the full crew, so they're going to be there. Bring your own team or individual. No registration needed. Lunch is provided. You got to be 16 or older to play, right?
Yes, that is true. Yep.
3rd annual, one team was never. Oh, the 3rd annual, one team has never been beaten.
Yeah, there's a team that they go by the Tar Heels. I'm a Duke fan, so I hate the team. I'm hoping somebody will come out and beat them this year. So
nothing like a youth pastor coming out and saying, "Boy, I hate those guys." I hate those guys. Okay, that's good. So one team has never been beaten, and they're called the Tar Heels.
Yeah. So if you think you can beat them, come out.
Make Andrew happy.
Yeah, it was. They've always brought the game. So
2 games round robin, then single elimination. $25 gift card to each person on the winning team, and so you just look for 5-on-5 tournament BCBC on Facebook.
Yep, that's correct.
And so, how many teams do you have? How many teams you want to have?
Usually, I mean, we'll take as many as we'll get, but usually we got 8 or 9 teams that show up. This year we're expecting a little more. So,
you play 20-minute halves, or?
Usually the round robin is usually 4 or 5-minute games. They're really quick because we got a lot of teams to move through, but you're able to play 2 games, and then the single elimination, we usually click the clock up, and that usually 8-minute games. 8-minute
game. There you go. So if they want to get involved, you go to, how do we get a hold of you, or how do we?
Yeah, you can search on Facebook at 5-on-5 Tournament BCBC, and you can find the details. You can ask questions on there. I'd be glad to answer them for you.
There you go. It's coming up again this coming Saturday. Can I keep this?
Yep, that's great.
I'll talk it up tomorrow and Friday as well. So.
Awesome.
Good job. You come in Chick-Fil-A pretty regular?
Yeah, I used to work here, actually.
All right. Yeah. So when you can tell me firsthand, what's your favorite thing on the menu?
Oh, man, I love everything at Chick-fil-A. Probably Chick-fil-A sandwich with deluxe. Got to put the American cheese on it.
So on a cold day like today, would you want the homemade chicken noodle soup, or you want the chicken tortilla?
Probably chicken tortilla.
Got a little kick to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're a kick kind of guy.
Yeah.
So if you have a team out there that can dethrone the Tar Heels, this guy wants you to show up and play. So your Duke Blue Devils are in the Sweet 16. What do you think?
They are. I think they're looking really good. I've watched them all year. I think I missed 1 game, and they have looked the best these last 2 games. They've finally gotten the whole team together. Grayson Allen and Marvin Bagley working together. So
what do you think? Go out on a limb. What are you telling me?
I think they can do it this year.
Do you really?
I really do. Yeah. I think they could do it as well as they're playing right now.
Sandra, I can just sense it. I can tell when the Tar Heels got beat, you were really despondent. You were tore up.
Oh,
and broken up.
I was pretty broken.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah. Yeah, it runs pretty deep, doesn't it?
Yeah. The only way we get better is if Kentucky lost. You know.
Man, he's firing shots today. That's good. So he doesn't like the Tar Heels and doesn't like Kentucky.
That's right.
But likes the Dukies.
Yep.
All right. Good job, my friend. It's appreciate you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Again, it's 5-on-5 Tournament BCBC on Facebook if you want to get involved. Again, there is, as he said, no fee, no registration needed. Just show up and be ready to play and have fun at Boones Creek Bible Church. Played there many times in the gym back in the day, and it's a nice gym and well lit, nice floor, scoreboard, the whole kit and caboodle. So I have shot there myself back in the day, so I can tell you. Firsthand, it's a good place to play basketball. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're ready with Steve McCauley and Erskine Anabitarte here on the Tom Donner Sports Show. At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
We're back live again to the Don Baylor Sports Show. We are here, and we are joined by our buddy. Let me send this real quick. Talking to our buddy Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Man, great. Good, beautiful spring day here in East Tennessee, and we've had to cancel some more events. You know how it goes. And I got my buddy here all the way from Greenville, Larry Bible. He's got a good last name, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That's Old Testament, though.
That is Old Testament.
I was at a golf tournament a few years ago. There were 3 Bibles there, and none of them were related to each other. So go figure that one out.
I'm not. I'm more trying to figure it out.
So anyway, but Larry's our area guy over in Greene County and doing a great job. He's a retired educator and coach, and like they say, once you're a coach, you're always a coach. And so we're promoting our golf tournament. We got a golf tournament on May 21st at Link Hills Country Club.
Yeah, let's talk about that because you're looking for sponsors.
Yes.
This is a cool way to get out here and generate some money to buy Bibles and get the word out there to these kids in schools. For folks out there who may not know, step back and give everybody an overview about how many counties and kind of give us an overview of what goes on in FCA here in Northeast Tennessee.
Well, we're in 6 counties. We actually just hired a guy, Brad Perry, to do Sullivan and Sullivan County and Kingsport. So there's 3 staff guys, and then my wife Wendy is an administrative assistant for kind of all of us, and Larry's part-time, but he does the work of 3 part-time people, but he loves it. I mean, it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it comes natural to him. You know, he's not a fish out of water. He's in his element. And
this ain't his first rodeo.
No, this ain't his first rodeo, and so he And he's been playing basketball since he was like probably 5 years old. Since they invented, I think didn't you invent basketball back in your? Yeah, and so
he nailed the peach basketball ball.
He sure did in the barn. Yeah,
he nailed the basket in the barn. There you go.
So we've got about 60. Believe it or not, we've got about 60, Larry, don't we? Huddles, including community. We've got about 60 certified campus huddles and community huddles going on. So right now, maybe not today because it's snowing, but right now in our area, any given day, any given week, that is, not any day, but any given week, there's probably several dozen FCA huddles going on around the area. Between, well, the way we say it is geographically from Mountain City to Mossheim. Mountain City to Mossheim. And so that's a pretty big swath of area to cover for 3 people and an administrative assistant. But it's amazing how the Lord opens doors through FCA. And I believe that this ministry has honored Christ as the center. That's our middle letter. Our name is centered around Christ. Sure. Fellowship of Christ, Christian athletes. And I think God's honored that and opened doors for us that otherwise may not have been opened. I mean, we've got partnerships with you. I mean, you've been so gracious to us, and we've got partnerships with Chick-Fil-A. I call them, and if we need food for a huddle or something, they'll either donate it or give us a really, really good deal on it. It's just amazing. And other ministries or businesses around.
We've got Erskine coming in here in just a second, and of course we can get Larry on as well. Give me some. I want some success stories. Tell me about going into these schools. You're making an impact. You're touching people's lives. You're making differences. I know 2 years ago when I had the privilege of speaking at the banquet, you brought some kids up there that had gone through. One of those guys that it got hooked. Was drinking badly, but got hooked on alcohol and through the FCA got away from that and got saved. So
he spoke last night at ETSU. He gave his testimony.
I love it.
Right there to his peers, and that and he's the best missionary. It's like when we go over to foreign mission fields and try and share Christ, which is wonderful. But I think the best model is to share to get indigenous people on the ground, train them to reach their fellow people, and that's what we do in the schools. We're influencing the influencers is what we say, which is the coaches and the athletes. It's not about Larry and I going into a school and saying, hey, listen to us, what we have to say. It's about us loving on the coaches and loving on those huddle leaders. And then it's definitely a ripple effect that is only going to be seen in eternity. I mean, what God can do with it. But another success story is the little girl from Mountain City that spoke. I don't know if you were at that banquet. Her name was Daisy a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I think. And she was, and this is part of her story, so I'm not telling on her, but she's part of her testimony. She was into the self-mutilation, the cutting of her arms, and I don't understand that, but I've heard that it's a way to get out anger and the frustration and stuff like that. And so she started coming to FCA. She gave her testimony at our banquet, turned her life around. She goes, I don't even know why I started coming, but just something about it. And I know what it was. It's the love of Christ. The love of Christ compels, and it says I think it's in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. It says the fragrance of His aroma. That's what we're doing. We're spreading the fragrance around, either from life to life, which is people that respond in a positive way and smell it as a fresh, heavenly smell will be drawn to it, and it produces life, or death to death. People that say, I don't want anything to do with it. As Frank Turek says, God is gracious. He'll give you. He'll pursue you, but if you say, I don't want anything to do with you, God, he'll leave you alone ultimately. And so it's awesome. It's an awesome gospel. It's an amazing grace, and we're just privileged to do that through athletes and coaches and through our partnership with guys like you. And Erskine coming up. Erskine's here with his guitar.
Let's get switch seats here. Let's let Larry get in real quick.
Jump in here, Larry. And
while they're making the switch, let me tell you about how you can win tickets to Bristol Motor Speedway. Go right here, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We're going to announce the winner Monday, winners or multiple winners on Monday, April the 9th. And so we want you to be a part of that. And all you got to do is go there, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We're here. There he is, our buddy Larry Bible's with us from Greenville. How you doing?
Doing well, Tom.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming by here, and you had your Greenville ball cap on. How about those Greenville Green Devil football team? They're strong, aren't they?
They were great this year, Tom, and we got to go down and watch them play in the state championship. But the most exciting thing about it was the entire team went to our team camp this past summer down at Carson Newman. We had 3 of their young men get saved while they were down there,
awesome.
And they were all the boys kept saying that that one of the reasons why they felt like they had such a successful season this year is that they were so close, and that bond came from going to our camp.
Absolutely. There you go. So the whole team went. So for folks out there who may not know what that's all about, tell us about the Fellowship of Christian Athlete Team Camp.
Oh, we have team camps in boys and girls basketball. We have football, 7-on-7 football. We have volleyball, girls volleyball. We have wrestling camp. We have a motocross camp even. And so we have camps all over the southeastern part of the state of Tennessee all summer. Then we have our leadership camp. It's in Knoxville. That's a great location for us here because it used to be about 3.5 hours away. And last year we had 182 kids from Greene County alone go to camp through the
Awesome.
team camps, leadership camps. So we're real excited about our camps. We've already got 3 teams signed up this year to go to camp, and we're real excited about it.
So this is the purpose of having the golf tournament. It raises the money to get these kids to camp. Right?
Absolutely.
Hand in hand.
I go in to talk to Coach Tom, and I say, Coach, well, of course, we email them all the electronically stuff, but then I go call on them, and when I get there, one of the obvious things is can't afford it, and so, we give them whatever help they need. Steve is awesome to work for, work with, and if we need money to send the team to camp, it's there.
We're talking again to Larry Bible, again, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So golf tournament is coming up when again?
May the 21st, and we need team sponsors, we need hole sponsors, we need all kinds of sponsors.
Okay.
And it'll be at Link Hills, and if you're interested in coming, just contact Steve or I, and we'll fix you up. Yeah, and Gardner's Honey Dogs will be there. That's a big draw at our tournament, buddy. I'll tell you.
O.J. Gardner's Honey Dogs.
Gardner's
Oh,
Honey
yeah.
Dogs. If Gardner's Honey Dogs are not there, they don't want to come and play.
Gardner's Honey Dogs are a special hot dog he prepares that are really, really good. I've had those before. So how do we get in contact with you or Steve and say we want to get involved either as a team, as a corporate sponsor?
Just FCA. Just Google FCA Tri-Cities. Mine and Steve's email is the same. It's smacaulay or lbible@fca.org.
There you go.
And we'll be having brochures, flyers out. I'll be making personal visits. Steve will be making personal visits, but we need to fill that thing up.
There you go. We're going to be there. May the 21st falls on a Monday.
Yep.
We're
Monday before Memorial Day.
I'll come down. Let's do the show from down there. That'd be good.
That'd be great.
I'm all about
super.
it. Love these guys.
Yeah.
These guys work hard, proclaiming. Yeah.
Halfway to Asheville.
The old saying is you can't get there from here.
There you go. I'll just stop by here at Chick-Fil-A and give me a lunch. Pack a lunch. A honey dog. There you go.
We register at 9 o'clock, Tom. Probably ought to.
Oh, we'll be all right. We'll make it happen. All right, let's get my man on here again. Larry, thank you, my friend. Good job. Yep, Larry Bible again. Let's bring the man, the myth, the legend in here. Erskine Anabatarte's in the house. Let's get this. Let's get that right there, and let's get him in and sit down and get him on. We're here.
Last week, have the cord stretch across the
Yeah, you'll be all right. Let's get him in here and let him roll here. We're live at Chick-Fil-A coming up top of the hour, talking Major League Baseball with Greg Salyer. Also, a little bit later on, Chris Brown's going to come in here and break down the Final Four, or actually the Sweet 16 at this point. We're here live again at Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. So here we go. This is my man. So, again, refresh everybody's memory. Tell us all about Erskine Anabatarte.
Well, if they're a regular listener to the show, hopefully their memory is a little bit longer than a week. And that way they can remember me from being here last week on the show. I was privileged to be here at the first part of my tour. Now I've traveled around through North Carolina, and I'm coming back through Johnson City. Unfortunately, we will not be able to do the Fields of Faith tonight. Sad about that, but
because of the snow.
Because of the snow. The snow has canceled that, and then we're going to postpone that to a later date. And so just excited to be back on the show today. We did make preparations so that we could do this again this week.
We did.
So we're here.
Yes, we did. Isn't it funny when you book this, two Wednesdays in a row in March, you get snowed out in Unaka High School? I mean,
Yes.
the Lord. There you go. There's a reason why. So he's here. Now, we talked last week about your single. Did it get released?
Yes, it's out. And
Okay,
it's
it is out.
Doing just fine.
All right. Tell us where we can hear it.
So I guess I would start with the youngest listeners who subscribe to Spotify. They will probably be able to get it there. Stream it as much as you possibly can, as much as you possibly want. And then we're Google Play and Android devices that are out there. And then obviously iTunes, it's located there as well. And if you're using some of the third or fourth or fifth party online store, it should be there as well.
There you go. What are you singing for us today?
Do I get one song or two?
Two.
Ooh, yes. Well, so I'm going to do a song called Merry Go Round.
Merry Go Round, all right.
I actually was with a couple last night that was listening to my CD. They just purchased it last week. And I was going back and listening to some of the songs, and I actually like my album. I don't listen to it, but
So you actually like it?
I actually like it.
Erskine said, "You know what? That ain't too bad. I'm okay.
That's pretty good.
I can
Pretty
do
good,
it.
pretty
This
good.
one's called Merry Go Round. Give me a little teaser."
Life is like a merry-go-round. One day you're up, the next one back down. Some days I don't have a clue of what my life would be like without you. And even when I don't understand, I will trust your unfailing hand. After all that is said and done, you're the one. Yeah, yeah. Round and round is how it goes. And where it stops, the Lord knows. Round and round is how it goes. I praise the Lord no matter what comes, yeah.
There you go. Now, where can we get that? It's called Merry Go Round.
That's called Merry Go Round. That's out there. That's been out there for a minute, but I like it.
What inspires you to write these songs? You wrote this one? All these you've written?
Yeah, all the songs that I'm playing here on this show I've written, and I just want to just say thank you to Jesus for these songs, because I don't know how I've gotten myself into this, but songs keep coming to me and I keep singing them, and there's a melody there, and there's some words, and I've just got a tremendous group of people by way of producers and other songwriters who are helping me work out these songs, and all the glory goes to Jesus. All my hope is in Jesus.
Amen, brother. East Regional. Let me run these down before you sing that second song. Get your take. Nevada, Loyola of Chicago, Kansas State, Kentucky. Who do you like? By the way, Erskine, as he said, is a former player for the East Tennessee State University Buccaneers. So you play for Coach DeChellis.
Coach DeChellis.
Yeah, who's now at the Naval Academy.
Naval Academy, and they had a good season this year.
Yep. So back when I was doing the Bucs play-by-play, this guy was on the team. I remember getting you on the air some.
It was limited. But I think I did
I'll say this,
score a little bit.
When he was on the floor, he made his presence felt.
Yes, I think I got a couple of fouls just so I could get in the scoring book. That's kind of a sneaky way to do that, but that's okay.
Nevada, and he's not telling the truth, he can play. Nevada, Loyola of Chicago, Kansas State, Kentucky. Who do you like?
Well, I don't know that I can pick Kentucky just because of their youth, but they are really playing well. I would think they would be the hands-on favorite to win that bracket there, but I'm going to go ahead and go K-State.
K-State, and then Nevada, Loyola. Of course, Loyola's the one that knocked Tennessee out. The bounce, it bounced and bounced and went in, and they beat them by one.
I'm watching that shot thinking, how does that go in?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and take Nevada because their priest or their Catholic nun that prays for them didn't pick them in this round, and so if she doesn't think God is going for them, then I'm not picking to be there. In jest.
I love it.
Purely in jest.
Midwest Regional. Kansas, Clemson, Duke, and Syracuse. Who do you like there?
I mean, I'm kind of, if I'm not taking ETSU to go all the way, then I'm going to pick in my actual bracket Duke to go all the way. And so I want Duke to be successful there. But again, their youth movement with the Bagley kid, I think he's great. If they can slow the pace down and play at their pace, he'll be more effective in that. And I think maybe they can do it. So I'll pick Duke there.
West Regional, Texas A&M against Michigan, and the Seminoles of Florida State against Gonzaga. Who do you like there?
Wow, that is going to be, I think, the most challenging bracket division there. I want to pick Texas A&M, being from Texas, but something tells me that Gonzaga is going to maybe emerge there. 4 really talented teams.
Oh, yes. And the last but not least, in the East, everybody says it's the team to beat. Villanova and West Virginia and Purdue and Texas Tech. They will play Friday night, playing that one in Boston. Villanova, West Virginia, Purdue, Texas Tech.
You know, that's really a matchup where you see teams that very similar styles are playing each other in the first part of that. And I really love the fact that Texas Tech gets after you defensively first. Purdue is also very devastating down low. And so if their kid that was injured last week, I forget what his name is back this week, I think Purdue's going to emerge in that game. And then I'll take Villanova for the whole thing.
Win it all.
They'll take it all.
There you go. Last time you were in town at Christmas, you had youngsters with you. How many kids do you have?
Today it's 5.
5 youngins. How many of them are following Dad in music? Singing or playing guitar or something?
There's at least one of them that enjoys and is following and writing songs. That's my daughter, Jasmine. She plays piano, and she's kind of writing her own music now, which is interesting to me. She's 10 years old. I don't know where she ever heard anybody do something like that, but that's the case.
Is Mrs. Anna Batardi, is she into music too?
She's not into music. She does her thing. She's got another sphere of influence, and that's taking care of kids, and she enjoys that most days.
Amen.
And so that's what she's doing now. My son can play drums, but if you make him play, he doesn't seem to enjoy it as much as if he just gets over there and starts playing. So
Betty Perry and Elizabeth says, not Duke, but I'm feared it might be them. So, boy, I'll tell you, there's 2 things I'm learning on this show real quick is you'll find out who likes Kentucky or doesn't like Kentucky, and you'll find out real quick most people have a definite affiliation or dislike with either Duke or North Carolina. Real quick.
Yeah.
Most either hate Duke or hate North Carolina, one of the two. And a lot of folks I'm finding out doing this show aren't real enamored with Kentucky for whatever reason.
Well, if you could imagine that, I was in North Carolina last week, and when the conversation came up and I said that I like Duke, it was good that I was among believers. Or I would have been run out.
We're talking to Erskine Anna Batardi from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes in town, and so you got one more for us.
I do.
And we'll talk about your website here in a minute. What's the name of this song?
This song is called Better Day.
Better Day.
It has not been recorded anywhere. Maybe I shouldn't play it. Nah, if you play it and end up making $1 million on it, then just give me some proceeds.
I'll give you 10%.
All right, that's good enough.
We're not going to do that, but here we go. Better Day.
Looking at a photograph of an album left behind, thinking of the wonder years and all the dreams that I went by. Things I should have said, should have done. My mind is telling me the best is still to come. My mind is telling me the best is still to come. 'Cause I'm alive and well, got a story to tell. I'm not what I used to be. To live is Christ, to die is gain. By the power of His name, the glory of God in me. It's a better day. And every piece of every broken story, you alone have redeemed. Better days because of you are flowing, living inside of me. 'Cause I'm alive and well, I got a story to tell. I'm not what I used to be.
That's nice. Very nice. Awesome. Where can we get a copy of this? It's not out yet.
Yeah, you cannot get a copy of that song. For your listeners only.
That is a world debut right there.
Yes, that was for your listeners only right there.
There you go. So the rest of your music is found where? You have a website?
ErskineMusic.com, ERSKIN music.com, and then all over the internet by way of YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and various other forms of social media. You'll see me out there. My name is out there.
Erskine Abatardi. All right, I'm going to throw one at you, a curveball. A hymn. What an old hymn that you can do a couple minutes on a hymn. You got it?
Sure, yeah.
Love the hymns. Whew, man. I can give you one, but I'll just let you pick one yourself because you ain't going to disappoint.
Let me just key that up.
Oh, that's all right. He did not know I was going to do this.
I hear my Savior say, thy strength indeed is small. Child of weakness, watch and pray.
Awesome.
Find in me that all in all. Sing it if you know it. Jesus paid it all to him I owe.
Ooh, yeah, give me goosebumps.
Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow.
That's awesome. Gave me goosebumps.
Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow.
Awesome. Whew. Got me fired up right there. That's good stuff. Erskine Anabatarte. ErskineMusic.com. When you come back in town?
Well, the cool thing about it is the FCA and Steve McCauley, whom you guys heard from a little bit earlier, they're just so active in doing a lot of different things. And so not only do they have the ability to bring me in for an event like this, but we can also reschedule some things and do some things in the future. So be on the lookout for what FCA is doing. They've always got some exciting guests in and powerful ministry that they're doing, but they're also bringing me back a little bit later, I think in the fall, to do a Fields of Faith, this event that was postponed today. And then look in the future as well for some other events that I'll be partnering with FCA. You know, they were such a tremendous influence for me when I was in college, and I was even talking with some students yesterday who were basketball players at Gardner-Webb, just about the powerful impact that fellowship is when you have other believers who are around you, and even if you're in the minority, having just a few believers around you who can guide you and keep you on the track for following Christ is such an important thing. So we love what they do and look forward to being back.
There you go. Love this guy. We've become buddies, and anytime you want to come back and sing or you want to call me up on the phone and sing down the phone line, you can do it. I love it. Betty Perry says, I'll fly away. That's a good one, too. You got it. Ooh. Jesus paid it all. Ooh. Yeah. Can't go wrong with the hymns. Can't go wrong with the praise songs. Can't go wrong with Erskine.
Can't go wrong when you're praising Jesus.
You got it. You got it, brother. Thank you for coming by.
And if it's wrong, I don't want to be right.
That's it. There's a song right there. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We're live here at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossing in North Johnson City. Coming up, we got baseball, Major League Baseball. We got lots going on. And again, Greg Sauer is going to give us a baseball update. He just walked in the door.
There he
joins us next year on show number 713 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-Fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Excuse me, our great sponsor, Chick-fil-A. Don't forget to be sure and enter so you can win tickets to Bristol Motor Speedway, the Food City 500, and the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300 on Saturday, April the 14th. It's a doubleheader of 450 laps, 300 here and 150 with the Zombie Auto 150. Again, Harrison Burton, Jeff Burton's son, back in to defend his crown in that race. And Eric Jones, who's up in the Cup Series now, back to defend his win from a year ago in the Xfinity Series. And here on Sunday, April the 15th, Food City 500. That would be, of course, the one, the only, Jimmy Johnson back to defend his crown. The guy's been in a drought of sorts, to say the least, and so he'll be back in town trying to get things turned around. Simply go to TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Winners will be announced on Monday, April the 9th, race week, to send you to the world's last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. There he is. He's with us.
Hey, Tom.
Good morning, Captain. How are you? Good afternoon.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Can you sing, too? You going to get a guitar and sing like Erskine?
No. I used to sing a little bit, but definitely not like Erskine.
Mm-mm. He's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
He's real good.
We had him at church last Wednesday night, and he was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So
great kid. I say kid, great young man. He's got a message, got a platform, and, I asked him to sing a hymn there when you first walked in, and he had no clue, and he just ripped off Jesus Paid It All. Good stuff. Hello to Gary Hicks in Johnson City. We go back a long way. Hello, Gary and Sudie. I think the world of those kids, and they're good peeps. Hello to Roxy Bridgman in Elizabethton, and Haley Bowen McNabb. Want to say hello to you out in Unicoi watching the show. Also, Justin Michaels and B.J. Welch. Also, Karen Jenkins. I want to say hello to you, and also to the folks in the Cyclone Touchdown Club. By the way, there is no baseball today for obvious reasons, so we're not playing baseball today. But it has been moved to 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we hope to bring it to you tomorrow for about 4:40 airtime. First pitch, 5 o'clock, Elizabeth and at Sullivan East. Again, the second game, we won the first game on Monday, 10-0 in 5 innings. So going to come right back and try it again tomorrow at 5 o'clock, hopefully. And then Friday we head down the road for our Friday and Saturday encounters, but we'll see. Rain is coming again this weekend, so I don't know how much baseball we'll get in, but hopefully get this one in tomorrow. It's a conference game, and so we got to get that one in. So, hello, Miss Dawn. I like that lady. She's awesome. So, all right, here we go. Baseball.
Yeah.
How about it? We're going to Europe.
Yeah, isn't that
Is that pretty wild?
Yeah.
Major League Baseball said we're getting ready to take the Red Sox and the Yankees across the Big Blue. Tell me about it.
Yeah, they're going to go to London in June, June 29th and 30th at London's Olympic Stadium. Timing had to do with the professional soccer season there in England, so they had to kind of play around that. But interesting thing, baseball is trying to become a worldwide sport, and Europe is really not a big place for baseball. We see South America, Central America, Asia for the most part, at least especially Korea and Japan. But Europe, you just don't hear much about baseball there. So they're trying to expand, trying to get some trying to be seen out there, I guess, and hopefully the sport will grow and take off there in Europe.
It was interesting. Last year we had Coach Meade on from Milligan. They went over to, and I just assumed they did, but they don't apparently play a lot of baseball in Taiwan. And so he's been over there 2 years in a row and done clinics, put on some exhibitions, and kind of showed the kids of these groups of kids in these youth clubs the fundamentals of baseball in Taiwan. So I guess we just assume, or I do, that we play it here in the States, they play it everywhere, and they don't in Europe. It's more of a soccer, rugby kind of sport for the kids. So they're going to take baseball over there, and that's going to be coming up next year. Is that right?
In 2019 is when that will be. But yeah, it's a good thing. Excited to see that. And they do have baseball there. It's just not, probably to the level of what we're used to seeing.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. It's there, but it's not big time like it is over here.
Right.
There you go. We're talking to Greg Sauer every week. He comes in with the Major League Baseball update. Our buddy in Texas always watches the show. Bradley Purdy says, he's good. And you are good. You know what you're talking about. So that is number one. Topic number one gone. Now, minor league baseball, we got some. Oh, here's number. I took this off your plate.
That's all right.
Shame on me. Jorge Polanco, Minnesota Twins, not good. Tell me about it.
Yeah, 80-game suspension. Said he thought he was taking B12 and an iron supplement. He was taking an anabolic steroid. So
I'm out right there. Now, you know as well as I do, these guys with the trainers and to the nth degree they go in Major League Baseball, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. It's going to be hard for me to say this guy or believe this guy said, well, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was taking. I have a hard time with that.
Well, you would think that they would have to know more than you and I would have to know, because they're going to take the test. And of course, it's very random, and they're not taking them real frequently, but still, these guys are going to be tested. They need to know what's going into their bodies. So, before you even go out and take cold medicine, for example, be careful of what you're putting in there.
And they've got the medical staff. I mean, their job is to do damage control and kind of be the gatekeeper, make sure this doesn't happen. So Polanco says he tested positive for whatever that word is, stanozolol
or something like that.
Which is whatever that word is, an anabolic steroid. I can say that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's out. He thought it was a B12 and an iron supplement. He's out 80 days. That changes, obviously, in a lot of different ways, the lineup, obviously, with the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, it does. And, you hate to see this for anything, in any sport or in any situation. But, if the guys have failed the test, then that's the penalty, and that's how it has to be. But you feel bad for the team for sure when something like this happens.
And they've done some great off-season acquisitions to really strengthen their team, so they didn't need this happening. Jorge Polanco out 80 games, so does he get paid?
No, he does not get paid.
Okay, so he's no longer, not only not playing, but no paycheck coming either.
Paycheck.
So, interesting. 24-year-old shortstop, Jorge Polanco, 80-game suspension, so that's well over half the season. So
yeah, just at half the season. Yeah.
So my question is, when you set out 80 games, I'm sure you're going to be working out throughout that time period, but it's nothing like live game situations. He can't go down to the minors and play. He's out totally.
Yeah, he's going to have to. I mean, he's probably going to be somewhere like single A before he gets back to the majors, just to get his timing down and everything before he's able to even come back and play, even after the 80-game suspension is over.
So I would think I made one of the many dumb decisions I made in my life, but I was all-star first baseman in Little League. It's pretty good, quite frankly. I guess I shouldn't say that, but I was pretty good. Anyway, I said, I'm going to take a year off. I'm going to go fishing, play ball with the boys, go to the beach, hang out, I'm going to sit out a year in Little League baseball. My father said, you'll never get it back. You'll never get it back. Oh, yeah. There again, my dad didn't know anything. God rest his soul. He knew a whole lot more than I did. Anyway, long story short, sit out a year, never got it back.
Yeah, they caught you, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Not only did they catch me, they passed me. They went past me. So my question to you is, the guy sits out 80 games, even though he's 24 years old, he's a heck of a player. You get a little rusty sitting on the sideline, wouldn't you?
Probably. I mean, he's going to be throwing every day. He's going to be hitting every day. But I mean, it's not going to be like game situations. So yeah, I mean, you can't say that you look for him to do much of anything throughout the entire season after a suspension like that.
Talking to Greg Sire, talking Major League Baseball. We're live here again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet will be there with our regular cast of characters. Got some surprises. Chris Brown's due to join us coming up here in a few minutes, talking NCAA March Madness, the brackets, and again the boys coach at Daniel Boone High School, going to come in and kind of break it down for us. Did it last week and did a great job. As a man, can you come back this week? And it's crazy. What are the chances 2 Wednesdays in March Washington County schools are out for snow? It's like what are the odds that both Wednesdays they've been out of school for snow, including today. All right, minor league baseball making some changes. Doesn't affect the rookie league, but affects AAA, AA, and single A. And we've got some changes. I'm thinking what we're about to hear is going to be, if it flies on the minor leagues, it's going to be implemented in the bigs.
They're trying for it, that's for sure.
Which I disagree with, but go ahead.
Yeah, I guess, the big thing we need to talk about is that 15-second pitch clock when there's no runners on base. That's a little quick. That's fast. Which, some pitchers are going to like that. Some are not. Some are going to be really upset with it. But, and then when a runner's on base, it goes back to 20. But still, that's a little pressure on the pitcher to get that pitch ready to go.
All right, so I catch the ball as a catcher. I throw it back to you. You catch the ball. At that point, you got 15 seconds to come up with the next pitch.
To throw the next pitch.
So wetting your fingers. I mean, you got to be ready to roll.
Yeah. No Al Herboskis anymore. No walking behind the mound and
tugging on the cap and looking up in the sky and all that between pitches. It's like, okay, so what happens if you don't do it? You get penalized. What happens?
I think they're going to call a ball.
Okay.
On the batter.
So that's 15 seconds with nobody on the base, and 20 seconds if there's a base runner.
Right.
Okay. So that means that
gives you 5 seconds to check the runner.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you lean in and get your sign from the catcher, you got 3 or 4 seconds to decide I'm going to throw over first and try and pick them off.
Yeah.
So the whole point is to speed up the game.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The second change has to do with extra inning games, where they're going to start extra innings with a runner on second. Which is an interesting concept because, I think the idea is, okay, let's try to avoid having a 17-inning game maybe, by getting some scoring done early in extra innings. The runners officially will be on base due to an error, even though no error will be charged to the team. So that will affect earned run average and things like that. But
when we do promotions here on the show, we use the KISS theory, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, don't make it. And so now I'm trying to process what you just told me, and I'm like, I'm getting it, but I'm thinking, just leave it alone and just keep it simple. But apparently they're not going to do that.
No.
Trying to speed the game up. So just like keep it simple, stupid. Go to the website. That's a good way to segue real quick. Hello, sir. Let's go right here. Boom. All you got to do is go to that right there, TomToysports.com/contest. Put your name, think the city you're from, and an email address. If you win, I can get a hold of you. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid. Baseball's not that simple anymore. They're making it a whole lot more difficult. So, anyway, there you go. There's a little quick plug. So, we're talking to our buddy Greg Salyer, talking Major League Baseball. So, as a purist, you like it or don't like these?
As a purist, I don't like it at all.
There you go.
You know, yeah, I'm kind of with you. You know, leave it alone. The reason they say they're doing this is the attention spans of the younger people, that they don't have the attention span to watch a baseball game anymore.
So I hear this all the time. So, you know, I don't know. It's almost like the tail's wagging the dog. Okay, well, the millennials won't do this, and the millennials won't do that, and we've got to adapt everything to them. Well, why don't they adapt to us? We were here first, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, why do we have to reinvent the wheel? Because, in fact, have you been to the new Braves Stadium?
I have not.
Okay. I've been told by folks who went down and said it's almost like the baseball game's an afterthought. They got all this other stuff going on in the peripheral. Which big league ballpark's got the swimming pool out? Is it Arizona?
Oh, it's Arizona.
They got a pool out there where people can go swimming during the ball game.
Yeah.
It's like, because we got to entertain them, we got to spin the plates, and you know, it's just, why can't you enjoy what's between the lines? Baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done preaching.
I'm with you.
With the preacher. So there you go. We're talking to Greg Salyer. We're talking Major League Baseball. We're talking about going to Europe in 2019. Which one we're going to analyze today?
The American League East today.
American League East. All right. Let me find my pen.
And of course, something happened the last day or two that really changed that for me.
You making changes on your picks?
Well, Alex Cobb, of course, has been signed now by the Baltimore Orioles. So
check this out. This is good. Let me tell you what kind of day I'm having. Are you ready? I reached in my satchel for a pen. I got a lollipop.
Hey!
Well, at least I got a lollipop.
That's a great day.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Orioles put together a deal for Alex Cobb, free agent pitcher. 4 years, I believe it's $56 million over that 4-year time span. So, you know, so that actually has me thinking a little bit more highly of their pitching staff now. So they're maybe going to be up a position from where I had them maybe a few days ago.
I had Josh Lawson on Monday. We were at Max Medicine at Kingsport, and he says, even with Arrieta being the Phillies, he's a Mets guy, Kingsport Mets. He said, nah, Phillies, we're still going to be the second best team in the National League East. I said, I'll talk to Mr. Salyer about that on Wednesday. So, do you concur, or do you think the Phillies have really given themselves a shot in the arm in the literal sense with Arrieta?
I stand by my pick last week. I'll tell you, I have got to see that pitching, that starting rotation for the Mets stay healthy all season. The only one of those guys who hasn't had a major injury in his career is DeGrom. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so I've got to see if they can stay healthy. If they stay healthy, yeah, I'll put their rotation up there with anybody in the major leagues. But I don't know that they can do that.
We're talking to Greg Salyer, talking Major League Baseball. Chris Brown's here. We're going to talk some hoops coming up at the bottom of the hour, talking Major League Baseball. Justin Grimm let go by the Cubs, picked up with the Royals, 1.25. He played at Virginia High in Bristol. Great pick for our local kids. Our young man's going to stay in big league baseball. And so Royals got him Grimm's had some struggle last year at the Cubbies, but overall has been a pretty good big league relief pitcher.
Yeah, a guy that can be a long man out of the bullpen if he needs to be, or an eighth inning guy even to be a setup guy for the closer. You know, his great uncle's actually married to my aunt, so we got a little family connection there somehow. I don't know. So yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Dun,
So,
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but yeah.
So what was it again? Your uncle.
But his great uncle is married to my aunt. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
I love this guy. Oh yeah. So anyway, that's $1.25 million for 1 year. 29-year-old out of Bristol, Virginia. 1-2 last year. 5.53 ERA and 50 appearances. The Royals pick him up. And then we were talking about the Mets. Jason Vargas. They just signed this guy in February to a 2-year, $16 million contract. Gets hit with a line drive, breaks his hand, and so he's out. No timetable given for him to return. So And that's pretty big for the Mets to lose Vargas.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, Justin Turner with the Dodgers as well, with the broken wrist from being hit by a pitch. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it was
ugly.
Yeah, as soon as he got hit, I was like, ow.
Yeah.
I fortunately have never been hit on the wrist with a pitch. I've been hit a lot of other places.
Have you really?
I've never been hit on the wrist. So I feel very fortunate about that because that can hurt.
Greg is a former catcher. That may explain where he's been hit. And we'll leave it at that. So.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Shoo. All right, which division are we picking today?
American League East.
American League East. All right. Here we go. We're live again at Chick-Fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Saying hello to Betty Perry, and I want to say hello to Vince Red and Johnny Hodge and Ricky Walters. Folks have been watching the show. Thank you also to Angel DePew. Angel looks like she's getting her name in the bucket to win those tickets. And also my buddy Chad Fletcher. I want to say hello to Chad. Appreciate him. So here we go. American League East. We got, all right, number 5.
Number
Who is?
5. Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, and in saying that, let me also say I really like that young core of players they have. I don't think they're that far away. I think you give them a year in the majors, some of these guys, and maybe 2 years, and I think some of these guys are going to be very competitive. So I like what they've done, but just not this year. They're going to have to get some experience.
All right, I'm going to see if he's was. There's 2 teams up next, I think, that you'd have to consider third and fourth, Toronto and Baltimore. So let's see who you pick for fourth place.
Well, I just said a few minutes ago I kind of changed my mind. I picked Toronto. I picked Toronto for fourth place. Once again, I like their pitching. I think they can do well pitching if they stay healthy. I think a lot of that has to do with Aaron Sanchez. If he can stay healthy and have a productive season, they could finish third. I think they legitimately could. They are in it to win it this year. They kept Donaldson. They could have gotten rid of him, but they kept him. But I will say this: if they are completely out of it by the trading deadline, they'll have a fire sale, and they will begin a rebuild. That's where they are. They're either going to win now or they're not going to win.
So obviously you're picking third. Tampa Bay in the cellar, Toronto fourth. Third would be the Orioles.
The Orioles, yes. I like that signing of Alex Cobb. They've had some injury issues. Chris Davis been hurt during spring training and some issues there. But I like their lineup. I think Jonathan Shoup is going to be a legitimate major league star for years to come. I think we're going to keep hearing that name. He's clutch, and So I picked Baltimore there. If they had a little bit more pitching, who knows? They could maybe compete with the Red Sox, but not this year.
Chris Brown joins us coming up in a few minutes talking March Madness. Going to break down the brackets. We got basketball tomorrow night, Sweet 16, and Coach Brown, the boys basketball coach at Daniel Boone, did a phenomenal job last week. Got a lot of good comments about his analysis, and so we're going to bring him back and let him break down the Sweet 16 that starts tomorrow night and Friday across the, as Rush says, the fruited plain. All right, so I'm anxious to see who he's going to pick for second, who he thinks is going to win the American League East. Would it be the Red Sox or the evil empire of the New York Yankees? Who's going to finish second?
I'm picking the Red Sox second.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I'm picking the Red Sox second. I like Chris Sale there as that ace on that pitching staff. I'm anxious to see what happens with David Price this year. Anxious to see which David Price shows up, and we'll see what happens. I think in a big way, perhaps the Red Sox will win or lose depending on what he does. I like their lineup. I thought they were perhaps going to get rid of Hanley Ramirez. They didn't do that. He's projected to bat third in their lineup in front of J.D. Martinez. So, we'll see how that plays out. I don't know how that's going to be. But yeah, I picked them second. So, of course, that means
the evil empire.
The evil empire.
The Yankees. There you go.
Listen, when you got a guy that hit over 50 home runs last year, batting second, or potentially going to bat second in your lineup, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the Judge, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you had Stanton?
Yeah, you put Stanton. Stanton's going to hit either third or fourth in the lineup, and Sanchez will hit probably fourth or fifth, depending on where Stanton is in that lineup. It's an amazing lineup. It just really is. Now, in saying that, I'm anxious to see how CC Sabathia performs this year. We'll see what happens with him. He's probably going in as the number 3 starter, which is good. He used to be an ace, but now he's probably number 3 starter on that team. I think Severino will come in number 1 and Tanaka number 2. But a lot of the Yankees, when some of these guys are pitching, other than those 2 guys that are at the top, they may win some 8 to 7 games or something like that. But the Yankees are just going to outslug a lot of teams. That's just how it's going to be, I think.
Our buddy Greg Salyer, Major League Baseball update. So there you go. The Yankees, the Red Sox, Baltimore, Toronto, and Tampa Bay in that order. We'll give him a chance to come back and do it again before the regular season starts, because there's still movement going on in the bigs, and we understand that. So this is for Funsky, but he'll get a chance to we're going to write it down and keep it between now and the start of opening day, which is what, a couple of weeks out?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
So
a week from tomorrow. A week from tomorrow is opening day.
So I guess these are going to count. I don't guess we're going to have a chance to tweak them and change them. So there you go.
We're not going to. Well, okay, give me till the second week of the season,
all right.
and we'll do that. Because we've still got 2 more divisions to go. So.
Yep, we do. You hungry?
Yes, sir.
Get you something to eat. Always hungry. Great job.
Yes, sir.
See you next Wednesday. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and he's here. Chris Brown's going to talk hoops. Absolutely. We're going to talk a little basketball, the NCAA March Madness coming up next, breaking down the brackets here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
back with the Don Butler Sports Show. There he is, Coach Chris Brown, the head boys basketball coach of the Daniel Boone Trailblazers. And thanks for coming by. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
What are the odds?
Once again, the weather.
I was going to say, what are the odds 2 Wednesdays in March, school's out for snow?
Hey, we'll take it. You know, getting ready for spring break next week, so this another day for us. We'll never turn those down.
No. Now, we talked last week about Tennessee high school basketball, and since we visited, went back and looked, AAA, Memphis beat a Memphis team.
That's right.
AA, Memphis defeated Fulton. Can't remember which team. And then the single A, oh gosh, was it Douglas who won it?
Yeah, I believe it was. I know it was a Memphis involved. Yeah. And
so there you go. We talked about this about how
we did.
There's Tennessee basketball, then there's Memphis basketball.
Separation there, and cream rises to the top, as they say. And you saw that, and then Penny takes the Memphis job. Which we kind of saw, he was there and waiting, so it should be interesting over there. Obviously it changes there with just his responsibilities. It's not just recruiting. I mean, there's so many other things that go into it, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does.
His name had value at one point. I guess it still does in the Memphis circles.
Yes.
It's such a hotbed for basketball, so bringing Penny Hardaway in to replace Tubby Smith in Memphis, I would think it's a youth movement. I would think it's a good thing.
Yeah. I think it'll generate some interest, that's for sure. And I watched a little bit of that press conference yesterday, and there was a lot of enthusiasm. And one thing he's going to do is he's going to bring in kids. So he don't have to go far to go get them. So if he can do that, I think he'll have some success.
The white elephant in the room. I keep hearing more and more rumblings. Once the tournament's over, Condoleezza Rice will come out with this FBI probe, and the heads are going to roll. So, as a coach and as obviously a fan of college basketball, is there something to this? What do you think?
When there's smoke, there's fire. It's one of those things. Are you going to just uncover, what's been going on for since everybody's pretty much been involved. You go back into the 5-star days. I mean, it was going back in there, and it just seems a culture. And I think it's hard to change that entire culture just with one investigation. I mean, if you're going to dig into that stuff, I mean, I think you got to look at athletics in general, because I don't think basketball is just a specific thing with basketball. I think if we you look at 7-on-7s in football, it's taking place in there, and
the tentacles will go more than just basketball.
Yeah, and I just think you dig too much, you're going to see a lot of people involved in it just because that's just the way it's been played.
DeAndre Ayton, the day after Arizona loses, the big 7-1 freshman says, "I'm going to the NBA." You agree or disagree? It's one and done.
I mean, for those kids that are ready, I've got no problem. And if you look at the big scheme of things, I think it's you're looking at probably 8 to 10 guys every year that are ready for a one and done. Those kids should have the opportunity to go do that. I think there needs to be some more guidance with some of these younger guys that necessarily aren't ready. And if we can get some positive people around them to kind of guide those guys, I think the decisions will be better. Hopefully be made better, because some of those guys end up not even getting drafted, and then you look 2 or 3 years down the road where they would have had an opportunity to be successful in college, potentially have a degree, and they're floating around trying to play in some leagues and stuff like that for the rest of their life. So it's catch-22, and hopefully for those 10 guys that get in there every year, because I don't think it's a large percentage that can go. Straight out of high school. So
the college coaching carousel continues to spin since we were here last week. Georgia makes a new hire, picking up Tom Crean, former Indiana coach. Coach Crean, and what's your take on that situation?
Yeah, I like him. He definitely knows the game. Spent quite a bit of time with him, just working in Dwayne Wade's fantasy camp with him down there in Miami, for 4 or 5 years, and got a chance to speak a lot of basketball with him. I think it's a great hire. I think he's excited about just being in Atlanta, close to Atlanta, where he can get a lot of those Atlanta kids, and similar to what Penny's going to have to do at Memphis. If you can put a little circle around that Atlanta area, metro Atlanta area, you're going to have some success.
Remember Rick Barnes, when he took the job at Tennessee, he said the first thing I want to do, he said, I want to start playing in Atlanta to expose our program to the metro Atlanta kids. It's a hotbed. So he's, I guess, 1 or 2 years now, he's went down and played Georgia Tech, and made sure he had a presence in Atlanta.
Absolutely, and that's a smart move, and I think it'll pay off. I mean, you get 1 or 2 of those kids, and you start building those relationships in there. I think eventually it pays off.
So you've come from Miami. Obviously, it's a big football state as far as recruiting.
Right.
Same holds true for basketball.
What you see is the athleticism. I don't think the skill set is where it needs to be in terms of, but you get just such phenomenal athletes. I think the youth programs have to get a little bit stronger. And we talked, when I was there, it was the same thing. We started real young, just getting those kids involved, because you just see an unbelievable amount of athleticism. I mean, you see it in football, you see it in basketball. I mean, there's a reason, number one spot pretty much in the country football-wise. And then from an athletic standpoint, you got top coaches going there and taking risks with these just real athletic guys in basketball as well. And I just think we were a little bit step behind in terms of skill development. So hopefully the city continues to build on that. I know it's been talking to a bunch of my guys that are still down there with high school coaches and programs. They're trying to develop that, because you got some phenomenal athletes down there.
A little closer to home, I know you're trying to. There was talk about the Boone Hoops program going away. You can't let that go away.
No. And I know there's some issues there, but we're trying to get something going back in our building with that. And that's got to be a focal point. I mean, we got to get these young guys consistently playing the right way. So, as we talked last week, we're at a disadvantage right here. Just in terms of the last 4 or 5 years with the Knoxville schools and the Memphis schools, and we got to catch up.
So the last thing we want to do is do away with the youth basketball program.
You
can't do that, no. And so there's been talk about the Boone Hoops, but I feel strongly and confident folks in Gray won't let that happen.
No.
I know the Lady Trailblazers, a lot of those girls come to that program too.
And then, Coach Maines does a good job doing, he was doing his thing on the side with his, skill development program. So those things are critical.
Let's start with the East Regionals, break them down. Let's get this out of the way. Bo Haldren last week, his West Virginia Mountaineers took on my Marshall Thundering Herd. I felt very good until they tipped it up.
1-2-2 press, which Coach Huggins kind of threw out there, which Bo told me he hadn't run that all year, which was interesting. And once we turn them over, it's a different ball game.
Man, they can play, and so I'm one of those guys that I don't make excuses. We got it handed to us. You can only put, if we play 10 times, who knows? But you get one night, and the one night we played West Virginia, we got it handed to us. So congratulations to the Mountaineers. Of course, being from West Virginia, I can't really lose because we're still playing.
That's right.
So break it down. You got Villanova and West Virginia coming up on Friday in the East Regional. On the other side of the bracket, Purdue and Texas Tech.
Intriguing match, especially that Villanova-West Virginia, because if West Virginia can turn them over, that'll be big for them, and they'll have a chance. If they can't turn them over and Villanova's hitting shots, it's going to be a long night. I think they're shooting close to 14 threes a game right now or something. I mean, something absurd like that, which is unbelievable in the tournament. So it's a make or miss game, most of the time. So it'll be interesting.
So in coach's terms, you say turn them over. What does that mean?
Just create turnovers where they can get out and score in transition. I think Carter does such a good job, creating havoc in there and then making plays. As a senior, been around. I thought he was a big difference in that Marshall game, and they seem to go as he goes.
Absolutely. And he was a catalyst defensively that caused a lot of turnovers, and that's what got Marshall behind, and they could never get caught up.
Right.
So West Virginia got a big win. So Villanova, West Virginia, you're taking who?
I will be taking probably the Cats, Villanova Wildcats.
All right.
I know Bo Haldren's going to be upset, but it is what it is.
He'll just have to put on his big boy britches and
hang
in there.
There you go.
There you go. Purdue and the Texas Tech Red Raiders on the other side of the East Regional. Who do you like?
It's funny because they're saying the Haas kid may be working on trying to get some elbow pads or something, and I think obviously if he's in there, he's going to have a big influence in the game just with his size and his presence. I mean, that's a big guy. I mean, he's 7'2", 280 or something. So it all depends on him.
He's the key.
Yep.
Purdue's got him. They got a chance. If not,
I
Texas
believe
Tech.
that. Right.
South Regional. Again, we're talking to Coach Brown. You see on the screen from Daniel Boone. Coming up, we got my man Caleb Sparks from Sprint, one of our great sponsors, that are going to tell us all the specials they got going on Sprint right now, including the brand new phone out there, and it's hot. They can't keep it in stock. We'll tell you all about that one coming up. Tomorrow night in the South Regional, Loyola of Chicago and Nevada in Game 1. Kansas State, Kentucky Game 2 in Atlanta. Probably will be a home game for Kentucky. Right. They'll travel well from Lexington to Atlanta. So, Game 1, Nevada, Loyola. Who do you like there?
I got to go with those Loyola, after what they did to my Miami guys, and then Tennessee. So they're playing well. Nevada both had two major comebacks in terms of beating highly ranked teams. And once again, this tournament's been so wild that a lot of these are coin flips, I think, and that might be one of them.
Kansas State, Kentucky.
Gotta like Kentucky playing in Atlanta. I believe they're playing their best ball of the year, as is Kansas State. but a lot of talent on that Kentucky team, and Coach Cal seems to always have them ready.
They play tomorrow night. The other Thursday regional, tomorrow night, the West Regional at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. You have the Aggies of Texas A&M against the Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines, and then the Seminoles of Florida State against Gonzaga. Texas A&M, Michigan.
With that front line Texas A&M has, got to go with them the way they're playing. The key with them is that they don't turn the ball over, and they get the ball inside. I don't think there's anybody inside other than maybe Duke who can match those guys in the post.
Are you surprised as many teams from Texas down to the Sweet 16?
There's a lot of athletes. There's a lot of athletes, both in football and in basketball. And in basketball. So it's not necessarily a surprise. So we'll see.
The Seminoles against Gonzaga, game 2 tomorrow night from LA.
Interesting. I had Gonzaga in the final, so I got to go with them. But Florida State, same type of some athletes that can get up and down, good inside presence, and but I got to go with the Zags in that one.
All right. Then we look at the Midwest Regional. That'll be Friday night from Omaha. Kansas, Clemson, Duke, Syracuse.
Whew. Unreal. I mean, Duke playing that zone now, which Coach K apparently got from Coach Boeheim, after all those years working on USA basketball together. But I just think Duke's more talented, and they're playing well right now. They're healthy. Marvin Bagley, I think, is a difference maker there. And then Kansas and Clemson. Clemson's been a surprise. I mean, I knew they were tough, but they lost one of their top guys, and they're playing well. That's one of those toss-up games, once again.
Andy Peace, want to say hello to Andy. She's watching up in West Virginia, watching the show. Thank you. Appreciate that. Coach Chris Brown with us from Daniel Boone High School here in Gray, nearby Gray, breaking down the March Madness bracket. So it's snowing outside. Unbelievable. Second day of spring, winter storm.
I'm telling you, I've never had. I didn't have to deal with this in Florida. We had some hurricane weather, hurricane days and stuff like that, but nothing.
No snow.
Definitely not March 20th. I didn't anticipate that.
So you like snow since you're?
I like it. Yeah, it's been great. I got my brother's coming up here on Friday with his family, so for our spring break, and they're looking forward. They want cold weather.
Yeah.
Since it was 90 yesterday back home in Miami, so.
Now, as a little lady, she likes snow?
Yeah, she likes it.
Likes it, oh, yeah. Had her here last week, and she was cool, got her some Chick-Fil-A. We're talking to our buddy, Coach Chris Brown. I really appreciate him coming by. So before I let you go, let's talk. We got NIT. It's still going on. Has it lost some of the luster since March Madness? When it used to be when I was a kid, NIT was that was the tournament to get into.
Right.
Has it kind of lost its luster?
I think it has, and just everybody strives for that NCAA tournament, and then but you still got good teams playing good basketball, and like we talked last week about some of those rule changes that have been interesting. I watched a little bit of. I know Louisville got it handed to them last night, and then I didn't know who won that Marquette.
Penn State won 85-80.
So
you got Penn State, Mississippi State. Tonight you got Western Kentucky and Oklahoma State. Excuse me, Utah and St. Mary's in the NIT.
Yeah. So I mean, you got good basketball, and one thing that you'd probably be concerned about as a coach would be if you were one of those teams that are at the cusp of not making it to the tournament, how you're going to respond. But I know Penn State was one of those, Oklahoma State was one of those. So it's good to see them doing well.
Then you have the CIT and the CBI and the RF4107. It's like, is there too many tournaments?
That's right. It's kind of like there's a little bit too many bowl games, too. Sometimes when you look at football and you got 5 and 5 teams playing in a bowl game, I kind of disagree with that as well.
Yeah. So is there too many tournaments?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially when you have all these conference tournaments that are so good.
Yeah.
Sometimes if let's just end it with that, or AA and then the NIT.
NBA, Golden State, class of the league, defending world champions. You and I are old school. I'm older than you, but can these these teams today play with the Jordan Bulls and the Bird Celtics?
It's just such a different game. It really is. Obviously you have nobody. I don't think there's anybody out there that could have guarded Michael Jordan. But then you look at a guy like LeBron with his size and strength, and then the way some of these guys are just spacing the floor and shooting it. I think back then it was more of it was more of a big man game and getting the ball inside. And you look at some of the centers we had back then, even with Olajuwon Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Shaq, and those guys,
Jabbar.
Yeah, Jabbar,
Robert
Parrish.
Oh, yeah.
You had Parrish, McHale, and those guys on the same. I mean, that was just unbelievable. You don't have that inside presence anymore. It's more of a perimeter game. So it's just, I think, a different style.
The guy that I always feel like gets lost in the shuffle, two guys, from the pros, the mailman, Carl Malone.
Phenomenal.
And Dr. J.
Yeah.
You don't hear much about. I thought the guy revolutionized basketball, Dr. J.
And I think he's one of those guys that could have played in any generation. You know, I mean, you imagine him right now in the open floor with the way they space it, and it's like with Michael when, you know, back then when they wouldn't call fouls. I mean, you know, it was a football game out there. I mean, he averaged 35 without, you know, with being grabbed and held all night. So it would be something to see. You know, just. It's amazing how the game's changed, though.
Oh, absolutely. So, having said that, Cavaliers play Toronto tonight. Celtics lost last night. Golden State's Golden State. So, playoffs right around the corner. What do you think of the NBA?
I think this tonight could be a preview of that Eastern Conference Final game. You know, the way Toronto's been playing and the way I think what separates Toronto this year is their bench. They've really done a good job, bolstering their bench and. Anybody who picks against LeBron in the East right now, I mean, until they get beat, I mean, I got to see it. But I think Toronto's one of those teams that can possibly do it. And then out west, obviously, you got Houston playing great, and then same thing once I think Golden State gets healthy, which I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing a matchup with Golden State and Houston. You know, if everybody's healthy, just
those two can play.
That'd be great. So
you around next week? You're on spring break.
We are on spring break. So
this is it.
Yeah. Well, this week, and then you let me know after that.
Yeah. See, they'll be playing. When's the national championship? It would be coming up on.
I think next week would be the Final Four.
Yeah, national championship is Monday night a week, right?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe we can get you in on the phone or something.
Let me know.
Too good enough to do that. This guy's good. Spring break, so.
Yeah, I got the family coming in. My brother's coming in with 3 nephews and his wife, and then we're gonna go. Take them around, you know, maybe hit Asheville, a couple different places. So
Hollywood.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he's been down there once before, so.
Let him go on his own, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Are you hungry?
I'm good. Had lunch, so I'm ready to roll.
All right, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This guy's awesome. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're live here again. We are. We're at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossing in North Johnson City right after this. Message from our good friend, our good friend right here of Chick-fil-A here in the Tom Tony Sports Show.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's chicken minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, you know, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
This is Andrew McKeon, president of Carter County Bank. Carter County is blessed with amazing characteristics. Natural beauty, caring people, and locally owned small businesses all make our community one of the best places in America to live. Remember to support Carter County small businesses with your purchases, because for every $100 you spend at a Carter County owned business, $45 stays here to create local jobs and support our schools. When you spend $100 at a national chain store, only $14 remains in our community. So no matter where you roam, hurry back home. Let's pull together to support local business and make our community even better. Carter County Bank.
We're back with the Tom Bailey Sports Show. Our final guest. Hello to Darius Hensley. Hello to Greg JoJo Bradley. Two great people. God bless you all. Thank you, JoJo. Appreciate you very much. Again, we're live here at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Did you have the Frosted Sunrise? Have you got one of those?
We did. It was.
What'd you think? Orange juice and the vanilla ice?
It's pretty good.
Whipped together? Yeah, I love it. Only 390 calories, less than a milkshake. So it's the newest addition to the desserts or sweet things here again. Frosted Sunrise here at Chick-fil-A, the Crossing in North Johnson City. So got him on, ready to roll, and here we go. Let's talk about Sprint. What's happening in the Sprint store right now?
What isn't always happening at the Sprint store, Tom? That's the real question. We're still actually running the unlimited 5 for $100. Come in, get lines 3, 4, and 5 free for the first year. It's a great deal. Great deal for anybody looking to save some money, especially with a family of 3, 4, or 5 kids. You know, it just helps cut down on that bill drastically.
So 5 lines for $100.
Yep.
With auto pay.
Yep. Unlimited.
Unlimited. Right. Unlimited data.
Yep. Unlimited talk. Unlimited text.
Wow. You You can't beat that. It is a great deal.
It is. It really is.
And you've been signing people up for this?
Oh, yeah, every day. Every single day we have somebody from one of the other major carriers, prepaid services. We always have somebody in there coming in, switching over to Sprint.
5 lines for $100 a month.
Yep.
With auto pay and also free Hulu too, right?
Yep. You also do get the free Hulu subscription with it as well. And now that is for also any previous or new customers. So it doesn't matter as long as you have a Sprint account and you're on that, you get the free Hulu service.
Wow. Let's talk about the brand spanking new S9 or S9 Plus.
Oh yeah,
we $350 trade-in, right?
Yep, we have that as well. I think they have that still going on. Then we also have the lease one, get one on the S9. Have to add a new line of service. You can use one of them as an upgrade, add a new line, and you get both devices, or you get one device for free. And that's the new S9 or S9 Plus.
You can get one and lease one.
That's right. Just kind of like the iPhone deal and stuff that we had going on.
Wow.
So
got somebody at church asked me about that the other day. They heard the show, and I said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get over and get it." Of course, I didn't know about that then, so
yeah,
I told them about the trade-in credit. But now you can lease one and get one at S9 or S9
Yep, they
Plus.
give you the credit for the second one. They sure do. And you can get an S9 Plus with that. You do have to pay the difference between the S9 and the S9 Plus. I think it comes out to be about $5. So you can go down there and get 2 S9 Pluses, get the second one for $5 a month.
Can't
beat
that.
$912 for that phone. Yep, that's the retail price on it.
That's a deal. We're talking to our buddy again, Caleb Sparks from Sprint. Of course, he's located here in North Roan at the Sprint store right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse. We're here for a few more minutes, and tomorrow we're going to be rolling down the highway to Champion Chevrolet. Looking forward to being there. Also, tomorrow we get a chance to hang out with Will Graham. Billy Graham's grandson's going to be in town tomorrow, so we get a chance to hang out with him a little bit. And looking forward to he's getting ready for his big celebration coming up next month at Freedom Hall. So we're going to be hanging out with him a little bit tomorrow morning for breakfast, which is really cool. That's a big honor for me.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Free Moto E4s. What's this all about?
So you can come in and you can actually use that with the unlimited 5 for $100. Say you wanted to come in, you can use it for businesses. It's just a free phone that you can get whenever you add the lines of service to it. And unlike most of the free phones, this one's actually not bad. This one's actually a really, really good version of those. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it has enough for people who don't want all that extra. And it's cheap. It's affordable.
Tell me about the $100 credit on tablets with a qualifying purchase.
Oh yeah, $100 off on the. You can get iPads at $100 off. They give you a monthly credit for it. Ends up knocking about $5 a month off the bill. But I mean, if you plan on getting one, why not take advantage of the program if you're going to get it? Free money is free money.
Free money is free money. Absolutely. So that's a $100 credit on tablets.
Yeah, and that's any of the tablets that we have in store, except for the G-Pad, which is what we're getting to next. But it is free as well. So that's the only one that it doesn't actually qualify for.
That's this one, right?
Yep, that's it. That's the one that you use every week. I'm glad we got you set up with it because it has seemed to have done you some major justice.
Oh, it's revolutionized the show for me.
Definitely keeps you in touch with everyone. And folks, this is just not something that you can do with, this is something that you can do with it, whatever. You can use it for your GPS in your car so it doesn't tie your phone up. Kids can watch Netflix on it. They can, it's really the sky's the limit with this.
Absolutely.
And the beauty of it is that wherever you have Sprint service, you have service with that tablet. So it's, wherever at, traveling on highway stuff, should never have any kind of problems.
We're talking to Caleb Sparks. Here on the screen with Sprint, the LG V as in Victor 30 for $20 a month. What's this all about?
So that's the LG V30. They are still doing that, I think, until the end of this week, I believe. I have to double check on that, but it is still going on right now. $20 a month, and the upgrades are included with that. You don't have to add a new line of service. So, and it's a great phone. They give you the monthly credit on it as well. I think it's an $18 credit that they give you, makes the phone $20 a month.
You're with Don and Caleb Sparks, and there's Bob Hickling from the. Speaking of Will Graham, there he is. You gonna be there in the morning? Will you be there in the morning? See you then. Good. With the Will Graham celebration team. So we're here live again talking to my buddy Caleb Sparks, again from the great folks at Sprint. We mentioned free hula. Let's talk about the credit union membership. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the credit union membership is phenomenal because it doesn't matter what credit union you have, they all qualify for it, and it's just a membership program that we have going on with Sprint right now. You can come in. There's all kinds of incentives from it. Come in and set up for every existing line that you have on the account. You get $50 for every line that you have active, direct deposited into your bank account. Now, if you have new lines of service, they're $100 a month, or $100 for the first time, and then they still give you that $50 the following year. What's great, I always like to explain it to people, is that if you break it down as to this way, say you were bringing 5 lines over, okay, Sprint's going to end up within that year. You're on your anniversary date, within a year and a month, they're going to essentially give you $750. So they're giving you $100 for every new line that you activate that first time. So that's $500.
Awesome.
Then you get $50 for every line after that you have active the following year. So the total savings that you get out of Sprint the first year is $750. Now, granted, that's with 5 lines, and it's all based off of how many lines you have on the account or what you add. But I mean, that's actual money that you can take out of the bank. That's not on a gift card or in a certificate or a bill credit. That's actual money that you can take out of the bank and spend.
That's good stuff there.
Oh yeah, you can't beat it. And all you have to have is a credit union membership. And we actually have a partnership with the TVA Knoxville Credit Union that I believe they're still waiving the startup fees to set up an account if you tell them that you're switching over to Sprint.
There you go. And that happens almost on a daily basis.
Oh
right?
yeah, every day. We have somebody coming in. I bet I've printed off 10,000 of those flyers. I mean, I hand them out 2 or 3 at least a day, and that's just myself. I can only imagine what the other employees do.
So Verizon, AT&T, who else comes over?
T-Mobile, Metro PCS. We do have a lot of people because we are partnered with Boost essentially. We have a lot of people who's come over and what is called migrate over to Sprint. And I mean, we have all kinds of awesome programs, incentives. The best thing that we can tell you is always just come by the store and check to see what we got going on, because we may have something new that came up that day that we haven't had time to advertise, talk about. And the beauty of it is that you don't necessarily have to come to Johnson City. That's where a lot of people like to come to. But we do have stores in Bristol, Exit 7, Elizabethton, Kingsport. I mean, we cover the Tri-Cities thoroughly, and we always have a good time with it. So.
Absolutely. So before we get out of here, we'll talk about the accessories. You can get 25% off or a fourth off.
Yep.
I wrote down some prices. I'm not going to try and do the math on the air, but the Urban Armor Gear cases, the OtterBox cases, 25% off. Tell me about the OtterBox cases.
OtterBox is my favorite. A lot of people don't like OtterBox because sometimes, depending on what case you get, it can be a little bulky. But they have started to really redesign and slim them down a lot. That's what I actually carry on my phone is an OtterBox. I've got a Note 8, so it does really, really well. I love the actual OtterBox. Now UAG makes a really, really good case too.
Urban Armor Gear.
Yeah, Urban Armor Gear. I love the designs. That's the only thing I don't like so much about some of the OtterBox stuff is in order to get like special designs, a lot of them is custom ordered. UAG does all kinds of neat colors right out the gate.
The price point for those are between $39 and $59, 25% off. Any screen protectors and tempered glass, $49.99, less 25%.
Yep, that's right.
Then you look at the wireless charging stand, $70, less 25%. Pop sockets are $10, less 25%. Wireless chargers. Tell me about the wireless chargers.
Oh, the wireless chargers are great because Samsung's had it out for a while. They've had the wireless charging out, so they've kind of perfected that actual base. So they've got it to where it's phenomenal. What is great is that iPhone, the new 8 and the 10s now have wireless charging. I don't think Apple has a wireless charger out yet, so Samsung kind of has the market a little bit cornered on that, and it's really nice because you can come in and doesn't matter what kind that you buy, it'll work with either iPhone, Samsung. So now the house is no longer divided. Nobody can just use a wireless, the wireless charging. Everybody can use the iPhone, Samsung users, and it's just it's revolutionized a lot of stuff.
Battery packs, tablet cases. Tell me about the JBL Flip 4 portable speakers, $99. Less 25% when you tell them you've heard the show.
Oh, yeah, man. That thing is phenomenal. You want to talk about some great sound. And I'm pretty sure it is a water-resistant speaker as well. So you can take it out on the boat, the lake, by the pool. And you don't have to worry about it getting wet. Because if it gets wet, no big deal. You turn it up louder and shake the water out of it.
Blow the water out.
That's all you got to do.
Crank it up. Speaking of the Harman Kardons.
Oh, man. That's our top of the
Oh,
line.
baby, I got one.
That's as good as you can get as far as a home speaker goes. That thing is phenomenal, and it's Bluetooth, so you can connect to it. You don't have to wirelessly connect to it. You can actually link two of them together, so you can have one on one side of the house, one on the other, so that way you're deaf in the middle. Let's see what else.
One on one side of the house, one other. You mean the middle, you'll be deaf.
Yeah.
Because you're cranking it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And those are 25% off. Got them in the stores. All you got to do is come in and say you heard the show or you heard Elizabeth in baseball because you guys are on there.
Yeah.
So just come in and say you heard the show and you get 25% off at any of the stores.
Yeah. If you tell me you saw my ugly mug, you'll get 30%. But that's just for me, though.
Okay. If you go ahead and say I saw Caleb's mug, you get 30% off accessories.
That's right.
What is a 3-piece magnetic organizer?
So pretty much what that does, that allows you to it kind of, trying to think of the best way how to explain it. It's essentially where you can run your wires through it and kind of keep them organized, more or less. It's not, it's just a little magnetic strip. It goes over there, but it keeps wires from getting crumpled up together and bundled and, getting in knots, stuff like that. They work really, really well. If you've got a ton of wires, you may have to buy 2 of them.
There you go. I like it. Again, magnetic organizer, all this, again, 25% off when you say you've watched the show or heard the show. And then if you go and say you saw Caleb's mug, you get 30% off.
That's right.
So there you go. It's good stuff. What do you want to leave us with?
Warm weather. That's what I'm. That's what I'm hoping I'll leave with today is some good warm weather.
Amen,
I don't see it today, but you know what? Spring is. Was yesterday first day of spring?
Yes,
I believe it was. Snowing today. Sounds like Tennessee.
Elizabeth and baseball canceled today. It's going to be rescheduled for 5 o'clock tomorrow up at Solomon East. And we'll be there thanks to Sprint and the Magic Box. And we'll go by and get the box and head up there and call a ball game.
Absolutely.
And, Sprint, our proud sponsor of this show, and also the baseball and whatever else we're doing. We run everything through Sprint.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to brag on this guy. This guy takes care of me. Anytime I have any questions, I'll just tell you, yesterday he was off, his day off. I sent him a text. Within 2 minutes, he responds. So that's the kind of customer service, and I don't make it a practice of getting a hold of him on his day off. But it took 10 seconds to answer it, and he did it. And so that's customer service. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I try to. We always try to have a higher level of expectation of customer service than other people do. Because I mean, you guys are our lifeblood, pretty much. If you guys didn't have good customers like yourself, we'd be broke and out of business.
Be out of a job.
I mean, we have to try and keep everybody as happy as we can. So
there you go. Real quick before I take off here again, look right there again. Your chance to win tickets to Bristol Motor Speedway. Just go to TomDailySports.com/contest. Got multiple winners going to both days of racing. April the 14th, Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300, Zombie Auto 150. Sunday, April the 15th, the Food City 500. So all you have to do is go right there, TomTaylorSports.com/contest. We'll announce our multiple winners coming up again, as we said. We'll do that on Monday, April the 9th. There you go. You already eaten?
Oh, yeah. I already scarfed that down. It's good
What'd you
stuff. The Grill Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good.
Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
Heading back?
Unfortunately. I'd love to stay here and talk on the radio all day, but I don't believe they'd like me to do that.
Probably not. No. Duty calls. So, again, we appreciate them very much. We are here live again at Sprint, and we'll come right back and close it out. Right after you hear this, one more time, how you can save 25% off at Sprint. because you hear the commercial right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Our great sponsor at Sprint, giving you a chance to save at all Sprint stores across the Tri-Cities. When you go into any Sprint store and say you heard the Tom Taylor Sports Show or Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball, they'll give you 25% off or a fourth off any accessory in the store. That would include Urban Armor gear cases, OtterBox cases, any screen protectors, tempered glass, 25% off, wireless charging stands, pop sockets, tablet cases, wireless chargers, battery packs are all 25% off when you say you heard the Tom Taylor Sports Show or Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball. Also, Beats headphones, both the headphones and the earbuds, 25% off when you say you heard the show. Also, 3-piece magnetic organizers, battery packs, tablet cases, JBL portable flip speakers. It goes on and on. Anything accessory in the store at any Sprint store in the Tri-Cities, say you heard the Tom Taylor Sports Show and or Elizabethton Cyclone Baseball, and save 25% off today at your Sprint store across the Tri-Cities.
I got a Christmas present on March the 21st. So is it late or early? Which one is it? Okay. Check this out, man. I like this. This is sharp looking. It'll look good. I'll wear that one. I'll have that on. What? Girls like it?
It's got a pink logo. Your eye goes right to, it's like wearing a bow tie.
There you go. The girls like it. I guess that's important. So, good stuff.
And wear it proudly.
Mate, I will. I'll have it on tomorrow. I'm going to have it on tomorrow.
Wear it on May 21st.
Well, I will, but I'm going to wear it tomorrow. To kind of, I can't wear it till May 21st.
Do not open until May 21st.
That's like, oh, there's a fine print. Do not wear it till May 21st. All right, I like that. It's a good looking shirt. A little golf polo. We'll put that on. It'll look good, the blue suit jacket. There you go.
We're going to go over to Science Hill right now and visit with the baseball coach.
Ryan Edwards.
Yep.
Good guy. This guy is top shelf.
Yep.
ErskineMusic.com. There you go. Like it. He can play. There you go. Yes, sir. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Keep smiling. Like Mama says, bloom where you planted. There you go. Well, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. It's been a great show. I mean, I just never know who's going to be here. The young man came by on that 5-on-5 basketball tournament. Andy came by. That's going to be going on Boone Street Bible Church on Saturday. It's open to everybody. Here's the flyer. Let's read that one more time before we get out of here. Coming up at 11 o'clock this coming Saturday. Oh, wrong camera. And that would be Boone Street Bible Church. Again, it is totally free. Bring your own team or individual. No registration needed. Lunch provided. 16 and up you got to be to play. TSSAA referees with a full crew. Third annual. One team has never been beaten, so Andy says they're the Tar Heels. If you can beat, he hates the Tar Heels. He's a Duke guy. So if you can beat him, come over there. 2 games, a round robin, then single elimination. $25 gift card each person on winning team. And again, go to the Facebook at 515 Tournament BCBC to find out more information. He stopped by today. Also, of course, Greg Salyer, Major League Baseball update. Steve McCauley and Erskine Anna Batarte with the Fellowship, and Larry Bible, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Chris Brown came by and helped us break down the brackets for March Madness. The boys head basketball coach at Daniel Boone, and also Caleb Sparks just now with Sprint, one of our great sponsors you see here on the screen. We got a lot of great sponsors. I'm telling you, I'm so blessed, and thank you. We're adding more. Got a couple more getting ready to come on the first of the month, and so I've got one that's already started. B&H Wealth Strategies will be there on Monday at his place. So always appreciate the new sponsors, and certainly the ones that have been with us since day one. Can't thank them enough. Again, real quick, I want to plug Cherokee Barbershop before we get out of here. That's the Gator Man. And so when we get our hair cut, when it reaches the proper length for Pantene Beautiful Lengths for growing our hair for cancer patients, for the ladies going through chemo and radiation. So once it gets to the appropriate length, we will have it cut, done by the folks at Cherokee Barbershop, again on South Roan Street, right down from Tipton Ames Working Farm in Executive Park South. And so he's the gentleman that cuts our hair when we get it cut and trims our beard when we get it trimmed. And so when we hit the appropriate length, we'll go over there and let him cut it, because we're growing it for, again, for ladies going through chemo or radiation with cancer treatment. And as I've said before on the show, I've lost a mama and a daddy to the big C, and a stepmama too. My father remarried. So three folks in my family that have lost their battle with cancer. And so it's my small way of giving back to, again, help out by donating my hair to ladies to weave it and make a wig out of it for ladies going through chemo and radiation. So Pantene, beautifullinks.com. And again, Cherokee Barbershop is the place where we have it done on South Roan Street. They're open Tuesday through Saturday when the Gatorman's in. The sign is out. So he's there today working hard, cutting hair. And again, he has picked up, I don't know, every year it's like 100, 125 new customers every year for a one-man barbershop. It's pretty awesome. So Cherokee Barbershop, one of our great sponsors from day one. So one of many, as a matter of fact. So we're getting ready to have an open cut. Our buddy Drew's going to cut us an open, and I got to get that to him. So every day you'll know who's our proud sponsors on this show. So on the screen you see Food City and Sprint, and Champion Chevrolet will be tomorrow. And so Chick-Fil-A here, of course. And so a lot of great sponsors, and I can't thank you enough. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. Back at it tomorrow. We'll be at Champion Chevrolet. Be sure and like and share the show. We would appreciate that, and you do. Can't thank you enough for that. And, of course, all the shows are archived. You can go back and watch any of the shows in their entirety, or you can scroll down through and pop up the interview you want to watch, or watch all of it, whatever your heart's desire, and we thank you for that very, very much. Again, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours until we greet you tomorrow. Again, Elizabethton baseball snowed out today. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Sullivan East. We'll have a double dip tomorrow. Champion Chevrolet in the morning, and Elizabethton baseball at Sullivan East tomorrow afternoon. Until tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long on show number 713 from Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. So long, everybody.